Good evening, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels after the Packers' thrilling 27-20 victory. And I do mean thrilling. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I was at the game, and I get it was frustrating to watch throughout much of that contest, mostly because of the Packers' mistakes, plenty of self inflicted wounds once again. But the team found a way big time there at the end with the Christian Watson touchdown, his second of the game, and then the big interception to seal the deal by Evan Williams. Even then, though, couldn't get a first down, really salted away, had to have a punt, etc. And they have a opportunity to throw a Hail Mary. Thankfully, Winston's sacked, and that's the game. But man, that was a team that really seemed to struggle doing some of the simple things like catching the football for much of that game. And that's on both the offensive and defensive side. Frustrating in the sense that if they just catch the ball in that game, they win going away. Like it's a laugher. Like that's in quote unquote, nothing is easy, but easy victory. But because they were unable to hold on to the ball on either side, uh, definitely let the Giants stick around. And I thought the Giants had an outstanding game plan. Uh, Tracy, their running back, he's just incredible, man. His ability after contact, but certainly his ability to start and stop in the hole, make something out of nothing. And look, the Giants did a phenomenal job of staying in third and fourth and short, converting on a lot of those opportunities, possessing the ball in the second half. And that was where things I thought started to get eerily similar to that game in London, where the Giants go on a long, I think it was 14, 15 plays, something like that. Finally, the Packers get a stop on fourth down, big sack from Micah Parsons and company. Okay, now you've got the ball and the lead. Time to, like, hopefully put some distance between you and the Giants, and the Packers promptly go 3 and out. And it was our old friend, run, deep pass, much like, again, in London. And then once again, the Giants turn around and go on another incredibly long drive, and this time cap it off with points. Really felt like the game not got away was getting away from them at that point, but certainly felt like the Giants were in control. But the drive the Packers responded with full on the Watson touchdown, outstanding stuff. Really kind of gut check time. And shout out Savion Williams, that 3rd and 10, where it looks like everyone's covered. Jordan Love buys time. Williams goes up on Jordan Love himself called it a 50-50 ball, and he brings it in to convert and keep that drive alive. What's crazy is that is one of 2 snaps Savion Williams played in that entire game. The man arrived at the ballpark in a walking boot. Played 2 snaps on offense, one of which was that amazing catch on 3rd and 10. Pretty outstanding stuff. It was good to see Golden get involved a little bit more again, back on the field, though it did look like he went out with that shoulder after the pass interference penalty there at the start of the first half, or I'm sorry, the second half. Um, the offensive line really struggled against Dexter Lawrence and company. Don't think anybody should be surprised by that, though they did run the ball intermittently, and I thought, they stuck with it enough and did enough on the ground to keep the Giants honest. And, clearly there were way too many times that Jordan's kind of running for his life. Also want to shout out Malik Willis coming in off the bench to produce a touchdown. I mean, just comes in, touchdown. Okay, we're done. You can go sit back down. It's not easy. Not easy to do. And he made it look easy, including that throw to Watson for the first touchdown for the Packers. Really impressive stuff from Willis. But yeah, I think a big kind of narrative coming out of this game is how banged up the Packers are going to be. I know Josh Jacobs left with a knee injury. ESPN reporting that it won't be or shouldn't be season ending, but certainly doesn't feel like he'll be ready for next week against the Vikings. We'll see. But a lot of guys dropping out in this game. A lot of always feels like that occurs at MetLife. It's just a brutal place to play, but big victory, getting back in the W column. Absolutely love it. And look, Something that I really kind of appreciated being there at the game and not in the press box, but in the stands, and I had some decent seats. Just the proximity to the violence, right? And the organization of who's in and who's out, and when they're subbing both, up front and across skill position players or on the defensive side of the ball. When you see, you know, McDuffie's in there, but now they're bringing him out because Bullard's in there because they're going from base to nickel. And that's really rudimentary shit. But man, it's impressive. It's a insane operation. And that's not obviously just the Packers. Giants are doing the similar things. But seeing that live, down in and down out, as opposed to, watching it on TV and then yakking about it, I don't know, man. It's an impressive, impressive operation. And it was hilarious to hear some of the fans around me talking about the team. There were there were so many Packers fans there, which was awesome. But it's funny to hear how these online narratives kind of have drilled into people's attitudes while watching the game. There's so much that goes wrong in an NFL game, whether it's a missed tackle or a drop, well, of which there were plenty. And the way that, as I always try to tell folks, it doesn't have to be a referendum. Every play isn't a referendum on the entire season, right? But man, that is certainly how it appeared to be, at least in the section I was in. Like every mistake that got made was the end of the world, and it was over. And now the Giants are going to win. It's kind of like being on Twitter. Not too different in that regard. But yeah, just man, that catch by Watson for the touchdown to take the lead. That is why you go out to the ballpark. That was awesome stuff. And it's a bit of a redemption, right? I mean, drive before where they go 3 and out, and Watson has, I thought, a perfectly placed ball by Jordan on that deep shot up the right sideline. I don't think Jordan could have handed it to him any better. You don't come up with that one, but you come up with the amazing catch in the corner of the end zone. Just great stuff. That's why you love ball, right? An opportunity to turn it around each and every down. It's great stuff, man. Great stuff. And speaking of great stuff, I've been waiting for this all day. All day I've been waiting for this. Come on now. Damn right. Carry the G, guys. I also want to give a shout out to everybody, and I mean everybody, who said hello at the stadium, and everyone who came out last night to Kettle of Fish. Man, I met so many Packers fans in the last 24 hours, and it is awesome. And each and every time someone's like, I watch you, and I watch daily, or I watch Party, etc., it just means the world. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you that said hello today, outstanding. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate each and every one of you in the comments section, mixing it up. Let's get to your questions and comments, starting with Brandon. What's going on, man? Next, do you think you could tackle Luke Musgrave? I could trip Luke Musgrave. That I feel confident about that. Joe, how are you, sir? Got to be impressed by Malik Willis's ability to come off the bench cold and deliver. 1,000% agreed. Again, not easy. Not easy to do what he did today, and he was great. Not just the great play on the touchdown, but the zone read where he keeps it, picks up a big first down. Just, man, so nice to have that sitting on your bench, and you can just insert that whenever necessary, as it was today when Jordan took that hit. So good. Brandon, how are you, man? How many times have we heard, if you're the insert Packers opponent, you got to feel good about how this game has gone? When will we punch first? Feels like it's been a while, right? Certainly feels like it's been a while. Giants took the ball first today, marched right down the field. I believe those are the first quarter points the Packers have given up all year. I know it's the first touchdown they've given up in the first quarter all season long. So, yeah, it didn't feel great in that regard, but hopefully, you get the win, right? Hopefully you get back in the lab, so to speak, on offense, and maybe get the ball first next week against the Vikings, and you march down and you score and take control of the game. I'd love that. That would be great. But yeah, it sucks when they go down, scored a touchdown, and then you turn around and have your drive. And Jordan Love does a great job, as he did pretty much all game, of avoiding really quick initial pressure, gets outside the pocket and hits Romeo Doubs perfectly in stride for what should have been a huge third down conversion. And Romeo drops it. And now you're punting away and the whole kind of die is cast, right? I hear you, man. Hopefully, like I said, we'll get back to striking first, as you put it, next week against the Vikings. Kaz Naz, how are you, man? Hey, Nags, hope you enjoyed the game. What is your opinion on why Love and Golden have had issues connecting deep? I mean, it's the same stuff we talked about that first year with Christian Watson, right? I mean, it'll come, it'll happen. And look, they still connected on or resulted in a big pass interference penalty today. There was one when they were going the other way up the right side that Jordan threw a bit out of bounds. Like Golden didn't have much of a shot to get it. But it'll happen. It's just time on task. I know everyone wants everything right away, but those will come. And look, if it doesn't come till December, that's fine as long as it comes. And I think it will. Adam, how are you, man? What have you seen from opponents' O-lines that have caused our pass rush to not be as effective lately? Yeah, that was interesting to see so many four-man rushes go pretty much nowhere. Now, anyone sitting in my section can tell you I did give the officials a bit of grief about a number of times that Micah Parsons was not just held, but like choked in this game. But yeah, those other guys got to get better use of their opportunities. You haven't seen much from Gary. I haven't seen much from the interior. Devontae Wyatt, since he's been back, has been awfully quiet when it comes to rushing the passer. Wish I had a better answer for you, but it has been noticeable. No doubt about that. Austin, how are you, man? Finally a win. We need to talk about Evan Williams a lot more. He's having a great season. Super underrated. Very much agreed, Austin. We did talk about him a couple weeks ago. I think somebody asked me about, second-year players who's making the jump. He's just been everything you want him to be. Every once in a while, yes. Does he get beat? Sure. He had, I think, a tight end beat him on an in cut today at one point. But what was so fun to watch being at the game was the interplay pre-snap, especially in the second half as the game went on. He and Xavier McKinney have a really good connection and a really kind of almost unspoken kind of ability to know who's doing what, and there's motion. Okay, now you're doing this, and they give each other hand signals or even just a look. And now Evan's dropping down and he's going to blitz, or Evan's going to take the flat and take away what they, it's fun to watch those two work pre-snap. And yes, Evan's been everything you could hope at that spot opposite McKinney. Is very, very, very good young football player. James, what's up, man? Hey, Nags, is Matt LaFleur's MO this year to limit possessions in the game? Seems like there's a little room for error on offense if D can get 3 and outs. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that thought out, but I do think that's kind of the way the Packers are going to have to operate because of the way teams are playing them. If you have too high, which, my God, I mean, I can count like on maybe one hand the number of times I saw, and it was mostly kind of red zone stuff, where the Giants weren't in too high shell. If teams are playing you too high like that, you're going to have elongated drives. It's real hard to produce explosive plays down the field. It just is. Every once in a while you can. The Packers got one on that Savion Williams one, but those are few and far between. So I think, it's not so much that that's the approach they want to take, it's the approach they have to take. They can't bust big runs. They are limited in what they're able to do downfield vertically in the passing game because of the too high looks. So you're going to have a lot of intermediate stuff, some runs that for this offense are better than nothing, to keep the defense honest, so to speak. You're going to have some end arounds. I know Bo Melton had a nice big chunk play on an end around today. You're going to have to hunt and peck, man. It's tough, but that's where you're going to live, and that's what makes it so frustrating when you go run, pass and 3 and out like the Packers did. And on that pass in question, you finally get a one-on-one opportunity up the right sideline there, but Watson can't come up with the ball. You get so precious few of those opportunities with the way defenses are playing you. Got to capitalize there. Albert, what's up, man? Thanks for being a Carry the G Club member. The next 3 games are crucial now. Let's take it day by day. I couldn't agree more. Yes. The next order of business, beat the Vikings. That's all that matters. Bill, what's up, man? Great to see you. I ran into Bill on the train here in Astoria heading into the city last night. The meetup was fun. Good energy for the win. Bill, that meetup was awesome. And as you can tell, it has cost me my voice. Between the meetup and then the game today, my voice is on the struggle bus. But it was great to see you. Thank you so much for the gifts. They were very much appreciated. And yeah, that meetup was a good time. Always fun at the Kettle of Fish. Braden, what's up? This could be like the chat of the game right here. Play calling was better, but catch the damn ball. I mean, yes, correct. Speaking of play calling, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, did you notice? I believe it was in the first half, the Giants, one of the few times they brought heavy pressure, the Packers beat it with a shallow cross to Romeo Doubs. Now, going forward, I'd like that to be Matthew Golden. That's just me. But, oh my God, I've been begging for it. And they finally did it. Big W for Matt LaFleur on that one. Absolutely love it. Mitchell, what's going on, man? Appreciate you and Cheesehead TV. Go Pack Go. Thank you, Mitchell. Really appreciate you. Mitchell Rowan. 2 Mitchells in a row. Sick of all the negative Micah talk about his contract. He's a dog, and weak in his effort sets the tone. And his impact can't be measured. Love you, Nagler. Dude, it's hilarious how people try to minimize his impact just because he doesn't have like a tally in the sack column. Anybody who knows ball understands his impact on the defense and what he means and how important he is. You can safely set to ignore anyone who's like belittling any aspect of what Parsons brings to this team because it is incredibly important. What else we got here, folks? Eric says, Watson no doubt worked on those hands while recovering from the knee. Kid is money. I mean, he was pretty damn good last year, too. I know we all have this kind of vision of the drops early in his career. Obviously, the tone was set that first play in Minnesota, his rookie season, but he's gotten much better and absolutely was on display today. Both touchdown catches were fucking amazing. No question. And yes, the Quay injury sucks. Playing his best ball as a Packer. Couldn't agree more. And it did kind of bring to light, man. You got McDuffie out there. I know they like McDuffie. They've had him a long time. He's got the connection with Halfley, but man, I want to see more Tyron Hopper. And we did see more Hopper a bit in this game, but yeah, McDuffie. Teams, if he's got to start, teams are going to be drawing shit up for him every other play. No doubt about it. There we go. There's my boy, Matt Ramage. How are you, Matt? Great to see you last night and this morning at the game. Nagler, I'm hammered. We won. We did. We won. Matt, not only did the Packers win, but you and I won at life over the course of the last 24 hours, man. What a great day in New York. Great time at Kettle of Fish. And a great football game. Tons of highs and lows, the whole kind of experience. And then to see the Packers become, leave victorious. Great day, man. Great day. How you feel about RG and MG? So is that Rashawn Gary and Matthew Golden? That's disparate questions, isn't it? Rashawn Gary is way too quiet. He's got to do a lot more. There's no question about it. And look, they get paid too. And I'm not saying that it should be easy for him, but he has got to make more of these opportunities where they are rushing for, and Parsons is getting the tight end literally motioned over to him to help the tackle, leaving Rashawn with a one-on-one. You got to start winning some of those. He was earlier in the year, but that's certainly dried up, and he's got to step it up in that regard. As far as MG, Matthew Golden, it was great to see him back out there, and it was really nice to see him, get found, so to speak, by Jordan Love on that broken play up the left side for a big game, big conversion. People talk about the deep stuff. I think, like I said, that will come. Just good to see him get back out there, though. As I said, He was certainly favoring that shoulder after that pass interference call, and we'll see what kind of news we get on him tomorrow. Uh, Watson is a unicorn, which is why he can't catch and is always hurt. He proved me wrong today a little. Well, John, it's good to see you coming around a little bit. He's a unicorn in the best sense, in that he is so unlike any other player. I mean, he's got a very unique skill set. And man, he is so dynamic. Love it when he, you know, gets to showcase that talent and ability a little bit. Carl, what's up, man? The love shit talk is nuts. He can't catch those 9 drops. It seems like there is something else there behind the hate. Teammates need to help him. Oh, Carl, look, I'm glad you brought it up because Jordan Love was fucking outstanding today. Everything he did after he came back from the shoulder injury, dealing with said shoulder injury, give me a break. Man, he cannot catch the ball. He has to get some help, right? Between the idea that dudes were dropping every other pass and the fact that they couldn't block Dexter Lawrence or like most of the interior of the Giants line, and he's under siege like every other snap, running around trying to make something happen, get outside the pocket. I mean, Jordan Love was a warrior today, and he was outstanding. Anyone saying anything about Jordan coming off of this game, this performance, you can set to ignore for life because they don't know ball. Nagler, you sound a bit hoarse. You think? Yeah, it's been a 24-hour stretch here, no doubt, no question about it. Oh yeah, Eric's absolutely spot on. Watson can block like a mofo too, and that's the thing. It was early in the game. It was interesting because they have their wide receiver rotation, and I would get frustrated when they bring Watson off, but they kept bringing Watson back in and then running to his side, and he was just throwing guys out the club. He is fun to watch, man. He's a physical dude in the run game. Absolutely love it. Brian, what's going on, man? Should Jeff consider playing Parsons at linebacker on early downs if Walker is out long term? Should we start calling Parsons the closer? I wouldn't, unless it's something they've already, been utilizing a lot in practice that we haven't seen a ton of. I know we've seen him stand up as a rusher, right? But playing the backer position, the off-ball position, I'd be very surprised. And I mean, look, they asked Clay Matthews to do it back in 2014, right? No, I think they'll trust McDuffie coupled with Cooper, and I think we'll see more Tyron Hopper. But unless that's something that they've talked about being a possibility and maybe have some designs on, and he's amiable to it, yeah, I'd be surprised if they went that route. William, what's going on, man? Not hating on Gary, but seems like very little difference when Sorrell or Enigbari is out there. Reminds me of 2010. Good D, can't quite figure it out offensively. There's a lot going on in that super chat there, William. Yes, no, you're not wrong at all. And that's what I was just talking about regarding Rashawn. Need a lot more out of him. He was good early in the season. He's been not taking advantage of any of the opportunities afforded him as of late. George, what's going on, man? Love came back from the injury pissed and come back like a dog. I want to see more of that. I mean, yes, but I would ask you to go back and watch what he did prior to the injury when he's running for his life instantly on a number of dropbacks. Like, man, I think we already take what Jordan does for granted a little bit. Like, he was so good today. It's hard for me to express, especially seeing it live. And man, seeing what's available downfield or not available and making things happen. He said it himself, would have liked for him to run out of bounds there on the play. He got hurt, but man, he was so good today. I was in awe. Soder, what's going on, man? It was super interesting how the moment Willis got in the game, they finally moved the pocket. Love gets back in and not so much. Yeah, I think they did it once later in the second half, but yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. Like, it's Matt has this weird block when it comes to Jordan Love and maybe leaning into that a little bit more. It's something we talked about all week, right? I'm right there with you, dude. Mike Witt, how you doing, man? Hey, Nags, so happy you saw a win. That second Watson TD was number one wide receiver like. I won't tell LaFleur you said it because we all know how he feels about that kind of talk.
I get like, I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy. That's something that you guys talk about. I feel like we got a bunch of them.
But I hear what you're saying. I agree. It was a big time play and a big time moment that you're looking for from your big time playmakers, and Christian absolutely stepped up there. No question about it. Rick Harris, what's going on, man? Should Matt LaFleur have called timeout with 2 minutes left? I'm trying to think when you're at the end of the first half when the Giants were down there and ready to score. I would have. Now they still found a way to, mess it up there on offense. But yeah, I think it was after the 2 minute they ran a play, and myself and a couple of the other Packers fans around me were like, call timeout. And I'm going like this, and they just seemed content to let the Giants run a play on their own terms. So if that's the one you're talking about, that was the only time during the game where I didn't understand why he didn't call timeout. Sharif, what's going on, man? Nags, what's the update on the injuries? Nothing concrete other than Jacobs isn't considered season ending, but probably going to miss some time. And that's the only one we've really got so far. Got that one. Carl, what's up, man? Reports say Walker Jacobs not long term. There you go. Thank you, Carl. Robert, how are you, sir? How will Core respond to 1265 Lombardi's take? Oh, Corey, I think you mean. Robert, I would need to have seen 1265 Lombardi guys take to know how Corey would respond to it. But that's just me. I was at the game and then driving over the George Washington Bridge for what felt like hours, though it wasn't that long. But so yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anybody's takes from this game, nor do I care to really. And that's no knock at 1265 Lombardi guy. I just don't care what anyone else has to say about this game. I was there. I had a ball. That's my take. Tyler, how are you, man? Hey, Nags, I was hoping to see you at the game, but maybe next time. Go Pack Go, baby. P.S. I saw some Bears and Lions fans at the game. They love us so much. Yeah, that's the weirdest phenomenon, right? And not just Bears and Lions fans. I saw a 49ers fan in full 49ers regalia, right? Jersey, hat, the whole shit, right? I saw a Steelers fan like that. I saw a Seahawks fan like that. Like, I guess I get it. It's the NFL and you can't go to your favorite team's game, so you go to whatever local NFL game is happening. I don't know, man. That is just weird. Like if I was going to a NFL game that the Packers weren't playing in, I'd just like wear normal stuff. I wouldn't wear Packers gear. Like I don't know, man. But at the same time, wear what you dig. And that's what they dig. That's what they wear. That's cool. But yeah, it is kind of funny. Jerome, how are you, man? Harvick struggled. Can we blame the Packers' decision to not play him after this 2-week hot streak and he got cold? I kid. Go Pack Go. All I'll say is that it was an adventure, even like through warmups for the entire operation. And you saw that play out in the second miss in particular, where horrible snap. Whalen gets it's a miracle Whalen gets the ball down at all, but then he gets it down with the laces facing the kicker. And then throw in the fact that it was, and I cannot express this adequately, insanely windy at the game today. Like all by the outside the stadium was insane. But in the stadium, you'd have like maybe 3 or 4 minutes of stillness and then just crazy whipping winds. As they used to talk about with the Meadowlands and now with MetLife, there's just this circular kind of whipping wind that just comes up sometimes, right? I don't know if that affected the kicks. I don't know if that played into it, but I do know they both happen at the same end of the field, right? And earlier in warmups on the other side, he had been money. So I don't know. I don't know. I just know that that was a tough environment. I will give him some grace. Still expected to make the kicks, but it was a lot different than kicking in the dome, I'll tell you that. No doubt about it. Marshall, how you doing, brother? Unless he has an unbelievable final 7 games, is this Musgrave's swan song? This is what I mean about referendums. Musgrave struggled, man, no question about it. But can we let him bounce back? Give him a chance at redemption next week against the Vikings before we start talking about, oh, it's his swan song? And I get you said if he has an unbelievable 7 games, let's just worry about the next game. How about that? Let's give him a chance. Man, look, I'll guarantee you no one is more upset and frustrated at his performance today than Luke himself. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, he's still got all the talent in the world. And like I said, he was outstanding this summer. Maybe he kicks it into gear at some point. We'll find out. Soder, thanks again. Musgrave is frustrating, has earned the wrath, but he isn't getting the ball in the flat guy. He is a seam tight end, so use him like you would a seam tight end. Very much agree, Soder. Like you're using this like dart stuff into the flat, all the or like the kind of safety valve. What do you call it? Check down. If everyone's out, then you throw it in the flat, and not his game at all. Like deep corner out, that's Musgrave's game. He's not a yak guy. He's not going to break tackles. We know this now, right? Like that's not a surprise when it doesn't happen. Be nice if you could hold on to the fucking ball, but yeah, Soder, couldn't agree more. I understand frustrations around his performance today, but I'd like to see him utilized to his strengths, you know? Unfazed. That's y'all's issue. Focus on next game is sweeping it under the rug. Bench him. Nah, that's silly. I mean, certainly if there are other guys performing better, you play them, obviously, but you don't just waste the talent, because he had a bad game. That's, cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's ridiculous. Oh, game ball? Who do I give the game ball to? Jordan Love, without question. I cannot tell you how impressive he was today. I was beside myself with how well he played and how consistently he was able to, bounce back from a drop or a missed assignment or whatever, or bad protection, whatever. And he just kept coming, man. It's like that scene. I think it's Rocky 4. They're talking. Oh, no, it's the original Rocky. Sorry. No, god damn, it's Rocky 2. Because the trainer for Apollo says, I saw that man beat you the inch of your life. I saw you beat that man to the inch of his life. And he just kept coming. That was Jordan Love today. He just kept coming. He just kept after it. It didn't matter if there were drops. It didn't matter if there was bad protection. It didn't matter if the run game wasn't working. He just kept throwing punches, man. And it didn't matter to who. He was so damn impressive today. So good. Ryan, yes, Jordan Love was out of his mind today. Absolutely. Pogs, it's a good question. How well do you think Wilson did in Jacob's stead? I thought he did a good job of taking what was there, which wasn't a whole lot, Clearly, he's not a dynamic back, right? He can get you what's blocked, and he can hopefully make something happen in the pass game a little bit. His pass pro is suspect, so it's hard to trust him in that regard. But I thought, on balance, he did a good job. He did his job. But no one's going to mistake him for, a dynamic presence in the backfield. Let's put it that way. Yep, Michael, exactly. My favorite thing Jordan does is forgets the previous play. Absolutely. He's got like the mind of a cornerback in that regard, Move on to the next. That man kept coming after you. That's it, Joe. Thank you. I mean, that's what it felt like. It was just Jordan Love was inevitable today. And what's crazy is through everything, through all the shit that he had to deal with today, from the drops and everything and the injury and whatever, I don't recall. Now, I was, there and getting emotional and stuff. So maybe I misremembering, but I don't think he had a play or a throw that he put in harm's way, a turnover worthy throw. I don't think he had one. I mean, Jameis had like 10, like Jordan Love is doing this at a high level and doing so while taking care of the football at an insane rate. I hope Packers fans appreciate how fucking good he was today. I really do. Jerome, what's up, man? Shout out to Corey doing a great job solo. I will be going back and watching some of the replay tonight. Shout out Corey Banky for holding it down. I very much look forward to being with Corey for next week's watch party. I will be in Green Bay, and Corey and I will be watching the game together. I cannot wait. Those are always the most fun. George, what's going on, man? How about Savion Williams? Seems to keep making plays here and there. No doubt about it. And George, as I said at the top of the stream, that catch that he has on 3rd and 10 was one of his only 2 snaps all game. Man arrived at the stadium in a walking boot. And he's your returner. Like, these guys are just superhuman, man. Superhuman. Absolutely love to see it. All right, buddy. I got to get going. I cannot thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, and after every single game. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack Go.